Muslims and co-believers, please let's debate over this issue. You see, the Ghanaian Muslim community filed a lawsuit against a Christian college. Wesley Girls Senior High School is a Methodist Church Christian college. They centered the allegation to the fact that the Muslim students in that school were being restricted, from observing their Islamic rites, wearing a hijab inside the school, covering your face, and practicing all sorts of their Islamic rites. So they took them to court under the auspices of Shafiq Osman, a legal practitioner, citing, Ghanaian Supreme Court's, Constitution, Articles 2, Section 1B and 131, Section 1A, that there should be freedom of religion. Of course, that's correct. But you know quite well that your Quran forbids that you make friends with Christians. In fact, if you check Article Surah 5, verse 51, which is this, it says, "All ye who believe, do not make friends with Jews and Christians, for they are friends with one another." Your Quran conspicuously stated this. So the question is, what are you doing in a Christian school in the first place? Because your religion forbids that you make friends with the Christians. And you know quite well that this is a Christian school. No, it's a question I'm just asking. For example, now, if you want to, choose a school for your child, for example, you must consider all the complexities that are available in the school, as to, your child education. You must consider all these things. You know that this is a school where in the morning, they will wake up to do devotion. They will dance. They will sing praises. They will, appreciate Jesus. They will, pray. You will never hear anything like Allah Akbar. You will never hear anything related to your religion. You know all these things. Yet, you walk straight to the school and get your child admitted. Now, you are telling them that you have the right to do whatever you want to do as far as your religion is concerned. Does that make sense to you? Knowing fully well that your religion forbids all these things. This is what you are talking about. You see, I made a video yesterday. I said, as we speak, Belgium is being shut down by, Islamic extremists, that they must not observe Christmas for this year. And it has been going on for years. You know that this is a Christian country. You went there, now you are now imposing your religion on them. You are chanting death to America, yet you are seeking admission to school in American universities. Please make this make sense. I don't understand. To me, I see it as foolishness. I see it as confusion, as people who don't know what they are doing. You don't want something and you embark on it. I, for one, I can never take my child to any Muslim university or schools because I know that it's against my religion. Whatever they're doing in the school contradicts what I believe. So I have no business being in such place in the first place. I have no business being there. So why are you taking the school to court? What are you doing in that school in the first place? Almost similar incidents happened in Covenant University about 2 or 3 years ago when some Muslim candidates came to write JAMB CBT test. So at the point of entering, they stopped them from entering because they put on their hijab, the burqa and all of that. So they said, no, you cannot go inside. And they sparked into outrage. The Muslim community in Ogun State took the matter to JAMB and they took it to court and all of that. The question is that you know that this is a Christian school and you will be given a form to fill before you go in. Before you, get admission. You know that your religion even forbids that whenever you find Christians, you should kill them. Your religion said that you cannot make friends with them. Surah 5, verse 51 makes it clear that you must not make friends with the Jews and the Christians. So what are you doing in such a place? You have no business being there. The problem of Islam actually started from when you are forbidden to ask questions. Quran forbids that they ask questions. That everything written in Quran is divine. If you check the same Surah 5, verse 101, it says, "Oh, you who have believed, do not ask about things which, if you ask about, will cause you distress or trouble." You must not ask questions. And if you don't ask questions, how will you cultivate your mind? How will you think? How will you procure solution to problems? That is where the problem started. So you are to carry out everything detailed in Quran to the letter. That is why you see that in Christianity, we ask questions. If you look at the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21, it reads, "But test everything that is said. Hold on to what is good." That means we can ask questions. If that question is not right, then we cannot hold on to it. We can only hold on to that which is good. Apostle Paul was telling the people of Thessalonians, look, don't take my word for it. Conduct your research and check whether what I'm saying is right or is wrong. But in Islam, you cannot ask question. So if you cannot ask question, how will you create things? That is why you see that Islamic religion forbid education. When I say they forbid education, people think I don't know what I'm saying. That is where it started. You know, I said in my earlier video, go and check my video, the basic ethics of education is number one, it gives values to life. Number two, there is need for socio-economic development, advancement in, socio-economic lives. And number three, freedom of speech. So that freedom of speech is condemned in Islam. You cannot ask question. So if you cannot ask question, then how will you procure solution to problems? That is where the problem started from. That is why you see that they don't have good universities. They don't have good schools. So they are craving to attend Christian schools. And when they get to that Christian schools, they find it difficult to observe the canons, the things that they do in that school. That is high level of hypocrisy. That is high level confusion and foolishness that I've ever seen.